What's up, guys? Welcome back to the drift round. Today I'm working on the E36 as I freaking always am. So let's do this. Let's open this Johnny up. Okay, nope, hood struts don't. So what the heck am I doing in my BMW today? I am going to pull the cooling system. This car has a Mishimoto radiator and expansion tank. If you know stock E36s, you know the plastic OEM tops on the radiators always break. So I made that not a problem, and I put a Mishimoto one in, and I'm super happy with it, but I have a coolant leak, and I know it's not the radiator leaking because I had already replaced the radiator, like I just said, and it leaked before I replaced it. So I know one of the lines are probably messed up, and I just missed it, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the cooling system apart. I'm going to inspect all the hoses, make sure there's no damage, find the one that is damaged and hopefully leaking. Fingers crossed that that's actually the problem. My first step for today, I'm gonna go ahead and take the front bumper off. You'll notice it's not on like a normal bumper would be on, but that's because I crashed my car in tandem and the cool thing about pulling the bumper off and making this a little bit easier is that I can now see pretty well. So if I go under here, it's like, oh, there's my radio. Oh, wow. Okay. Minimal amount of work here to be able to see. And that's what it's all about. I like it being easier. So next step, I'm going to go ahead and take apart the cooling system. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these bits, all my sweet mounts that are super professional. And I'm going to drain the fluid first, obviously. Pull all that stuff off and see if we can figure out which line is leaking. Before I jump right into time-lapse mode, I figure it's important that I show you guys the leak and how I know it's leaking and kind of what I'm looking for. We're concentrating on the coolant right now, right? So look at all that grime. Look at this drip right here.
Nigga's the fucking drip, man. You crazy?
So that's the coolant leak we're following. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pull this drain plug right here. After pulling a couple things apart, I just noticed something as I was doing it. You can see there's a bunch of residue. It's almost wet right there. That tells me that it's probably one of the tubes that's going to our expansion tank here. So after pulling out the expansion tank and the radiator and inspecting the hoses, I'm not seeing enough damage on the hose for me to say 100% that that is the problem and to buy a new hose. More so to the fact, I'm not seeing which hose I would have to replace specifically. I have an idea, but I can't say for sure. Could be a bad hose clamp that's just not making a good connection. Maybe the hose clamp is bent. Maybe it wasn't tight enough. Maybe this guy wasn't tight enough. It's a float that measures the amount in the expansion tank, and this guy had a bunch of residue around the expansion tank in that area, so that could have been loose too. So I'm hoping that if I just get new hose clamps and then tighten this down all the way, reflow it with fluid, we will be good. On top of that, I'm going to go ahead and pull off this bash bar. This bash bar was made by a guy named JJ at DeadFab. DeadFab, super sick fabrication work, and he hooked me up on this bash bar a while back after I had crashed. I've ran this for a couple months now. I really like it, but I never painted it, and so it's rusting a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off, knock all the rust off, and then we'll get it ready for some paint, throw some paint on it, and call it a day. So the way that JJ designs his bash bars is he makes plates that bolt up to the factory bumper beam location, and then so it's a super easy install, super simple setup. All you got to do is take those 10s off and this guy comes right off. It's really well designed and kind of fits the line of the car pretty dang well. All right, so I took a little bit of a break and now I'm getting back at it. So from what I found, it looks like it's one of two things. It's either the threads on this level sensor that goes inside the expansion tank. These were super grimy, and like I said, there was residue all over this. Maybe this was a little loose and a little dirty. Cleaned this up, these are all clean now. And this Johnny that plugs into the expansion tank on the bottom, I got a new clamp for it. I didn't see much splitting or fraying in the tube, so I don't think that's the problem. I'm gonna try to just snug everything up and maybe we'll be good. I'm gonna go ahead and commence the install on this radiator. We're gonna put it all back in. Also, this is my boy Dylan.
What's happening?
What's up, Dylan? Dylan is longtime friend, way back, tons of years, many years, all the years.
Fam. Ah, bruh. Squad. Good times. Lots of cars, lots of blood, lots of oil.
Way back when I was all Subi gang, we were all...
He's still Subi gang.
We vaped.
Deep down in heart.
Today, I'm on a mission to rip the fattest vape.
He's still Subi gang. He has a GC build that I think we're gonna try to do on this channel. It's a WX swap and a GC, and I should be able to bring it here.
Yeah.
And finish the build here and do like 2 videos on it. Have an entire swap done and show you exactly how to do it.
3 videos. Yes.
You wanna do 3?
Yeah, we're gonna do 3.
I think, yeah, there will probably be enough footage to make it like a lot of videos. How long have you been sitting on this build?
It's probably like 3 years, and that's an understatement. It's probably 4 now.
You hate to see it. Super excited about that. And you're gonna get to drive it again boosted, your first boosted car.
First boosted car. So
All right, it's gonna be sick.
exciting.
All right, let's get back to it. Start the f***ing time lapse. Took a little longer than I wanted it to, but that's usually how putting the cooling system back together on this BMW goes. The way that tube runs is such a pain in the ass, but I think the system there was to plug it in from way down there and then bring everything up. Don't judge me for my zip tie mounts. I wish I had better mounts. I broke the OEM mounts when I did my Mishimoto radiator, and I just didn't feel like installing new ones. So, I mean, all in all, it's really... It's in there, dog.
I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog.
I don't have coolant. I gotta go get coolant tomorrow. I'm also going to paint tomorrow. I was gonna paint tonight, and I don't want to paint while bugs are flying around because we get a lot of mosquitoes here, and I don't want them landing on my freshly painted bash bar. So tomorrow we'll get back at all of that and maybe do an intake, and then we'll lower the rear end. Whole bunch more. See you in the morning. It is the next day, so I need to go to the auto parts store. I need a bunch of coolant. I'm gonna need that to finish the radiator. And then I can start painting this guy. I would like to wait till it warms up a little bit. It's still pretty early, still pretty cold. Kind of wait till it's warm as possible to paint it. It's just gonna come out better. I was just playing around last night, and I found an old intake and then an old coupler. And all I gotta do is find a coupler for this. So I'm gonna try to find that today. We can get an intake hooked up. I mean, honestly, it's really just hot boy points. I'm pretty sure I'll lose horsepower with it, but who cares? It looks sick. Then last but not least, we're going to lower the rear end of the E36. If you noticed, most E36s, they sit raked. So the front end is lower than the rear. And when I lowered mine, I did that. It kind of keeps the weight off the rear and makes it less grippy. These are really mechanically grippy cars, but at any rate, the rake is starting to bother me, so I think I'm gonna pull it out. I wanna drop it like, I'm just gonna try 1/2 inch, see where it sits. It'll probably be more neutral, hopefully. We'll try it out. So I just went to the store and I found this little 3-inch coupler and it works perfect. This is just a bunch of fines in our house and it works. Obviously this is disgusting. I'm gonna clean that, but it just kinda works. All right, I spent a bunch of time cleaning up my engine bay for no reason. COVID-19 got me with hella free time right now, so fucking around. Kyle's here. He's he's doing truck tangs, man. What are you doing to your truck, Kyle?
We are putting holes
There's a
in it.
Sawzall out.
Why didn't you use a sawzall?
That's
Use
dangerous.
grinder.
Angle grinder. Maybe it has something to do with that giant cannon right there.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Not your average boy.
You're an animal. All right, so I am just about ready to paint this. Hung it up here, ghetto style. And I'm gonna just see how close this silver is gonna match my paint code.
Oh, yeah.
That's the OEM spec Rust-Oleum BMW paint. All right, let's try it out. Oh, I didn't shake up the can first. How's it red? You look so sad right now. What's wrong?
Look at the head.
Oh, no way, bro. Bayrod, no.
I seriously want to cry right now.
I'm so sorry, dude. Dude, at least your windshield didn't break.
It flew up on you?
Yeah. As soon as I grabbed second, I wasn't even ripping. I was just driving.
Yeah, I heard a backfire. It was that?
I just saw it come up, like the hood pins weren't in. I just saw it just, and it was too late. Like as soon as I saw it go up, I slammed the brakes and it just, boom.
Look at this. That's a full fist.
Don't fist my car anymore, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and start filling the coolant system. I have some distilled water here and some water wetter. I was just gonna run cheap coolant like I normally do, but I was talking to the guys and they were saying that all the tracks up here in Northern California require you to run water and water wetter. If you spill it on track, it's no good with coolant. So I'm gonna start doing that. This thing says it's 1 ounce per quart. So I'm gonna do some maths. Just try this thing. First time starting it with an intake on it,
Oh, let's see if it even starts.
right?
BMW tank.
The cooling system is bled, the bash bar is now on, and the intake is also on. It's not looking bad. The silver actually matches pretty well. It's a little bit darker, but I think that's also because of the color of the metal that it was painted onto. I think it's silver enough, light silver enough to where it works. All right, so I had the gnarliest sound coming from my rear end, and turns out I was right. It was the rear trailing arm bushing. I popped this all down, and then I just tightened that bolt up. It was super loose, so it was nice that it was obviously that was the problem. So I tightened that up. I adjusted the alignment to pull all the toe out, so it's not in, because we're gonna lower it a little bit more right now. And already putting it all back together, so it's really, it's going smoothly. Right now, the length of thread I have is about 5.5 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down to 5 inches. I'm not gonna dump it. No. Slam your Lexus, it's not even low, dude. So this car just pulled up. Honestly, it was VIP as fuck. What do you think?
It's my boy Logan's car. Q45, it's got full like S13 front end suspension. On some ABCs.
Holy shit, dude. This car really does, dude.
Put
Dude, this thing is sick.
Thank you. Dude, can you leave it still?
angle.
Dude, look how low the frame is.
On the backside of the bead.
Went ahead and broke loose the spanner on the coilover, and we measured from the top of the thread to here. It's about 6 inches, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop 1/2 inch. So this space should be 5.5 when I'm done. I went ahead and unbolted the coil from the bottom, so that way I can easily spin it rather than fighting the top of the coil. It's just way easier.
Where's that at?
If you're enjoying the edit, shout out to that man's right there. The car is now on the ground. It's 3/4 an inch, didn't do as much as I thought it would. It's still sitting raked. It's a little bit better, but honestly, I'm not even mad. Like, I still like the way it sits. You can see it's still kind of like, just a little bit. But I tied up a bunch of shit today. Kind of hyped on how this came out. He's ready. All right, we're going for a ride. Let's go. Oh, wow. That's some torque. Feels good. It's probably slower with the intake, but I feel like it sounds just 0.5% coolant, and that's what it's all about. All right, so we pulled up to this little spot just to do a little baby shoot for this video, cause why not? I got my boy here, I got the car here, and the clouds looked cool, and we were like, let's send it, do a mini shoot. Hope you enjoyed the edit. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. It's still leaking coolant. Son of a bitch. That pisses me off. We'll fix it in another episode. It's all good. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you for joining the Drift Realm. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell your motherfucking friends. Because we trying to grow out here. Ain't that right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's my boy right there. All right, guys. Hang in there. New episodes coming soon. Laters.